The rain fell hard against the tinted windows of Ethan Cole's car as he drove down the muddy backroads of a small rural town, miles away from his glass-walled mansion in Manhattan. The billionaire tech mogul had come here for one reason: to visit the land his company had purchased to build another luxury resort. He wasn't supposed to be here this late, but something in his gut had told him to stay and see things for himself. As he drove slowly past the desolate fields, a sound cut through the hum of the rain. A scream, sharp, desperate. Then another voice, cruel and mocking, yelled, "Eat mud, you filthy bastards." Ethan slammed the brakes. For a moment, he just sat there, stunned. He wasn't sure if he'd heard right. Then came another cry, weaker this time, followed by the unmistakable sound of someone being hit. He jumped out of the car and followed the voices, his designer shoes sinking deep into the mud. The rain plastered his expensive coat to his body, but he didn't care. Behind a rusted barn, he froze. Two small children, barefoot, soaked, and trembling, were being forced to kneel in the mud by a man with a wooden stick. The man, perhaps in his 50s, was shouting at them to learn their place. Their faces were smeared with dirt and fear. Ethan's heart pounded. "Hey," he yelled. "What the hell are you doing?" The man turned, startled. "Who are you?" "I should ask you that," Ethan snapped, stepping forward. "Let them go. These brats," the man growled, "stole bread from my store. Let them eat what they deserve." The children looked up at Ethan, their eyes wide. A boy, maybe 8 years old, clutched his little sister protectively. Ethan's voice softened. "You stole bread." The boy nodded slowly. "She was hungry, sir. Mama's sick." "We didn't mean to." Something inside Ethan cracked. His mind flashed back to his own childhood, the nights he and his mother had gone to bed hungry after his father abandoned them. He had promised himself that if he ever made it big, he would never let anyone suffer like that again. But somewhere along the way, he had forgotten. Ethan turned to the man. "How much was the bread?" $2, the man spat. Ethan pulled out his wallet and handed him a $100 bill. "Here's for every loaf they'll ever take. Now leave." The man's eyes widened, but he snatched the money and left grumbling into the storm. Ethan knelt beside the children. "Where's your home?" The boy pointed down the dirt road. "End of the lane. Mama can't walk much." He helped them into his car, wrapped them in his jacket, and drove. When they arrived, he was speechless. Their home was a half-collapsed shack, roof leaking, floor soaked. A woman lay on a thin mattress, pale and coughing. Ethan crouched beside her. "Ma'am, I'm Ethan. I found your kids." Tears welled in her eyes. They went to find food. I told them not to." Ethan's voice broke. "You don't have to worry anymore." He called his assistant, ordered food, blankets, and a doctor to be sent immediately. The next morning, after a long sleepless night, the woman woke to find her children eating warm soup and Ethan sitting quietly by the door. "Why are you helping us?" she asked weakly. Ethan smiled faintly. "Because someone once helped me when I had nothing." Days turned into weeks. Ethan arranged for the children to attend school, paid for their mother's treatment, and even renovated their house. The town, once indifferent, began noticing. Reporters came, cameras flashed, but Ethan refused interviews. "This isn't a story," he told them. "It's a reminder." Months later, when the project's investors asked him about the resort, he shocked them all by canceling it. "That land," he said, "isn't for luxury. It's for life." He built a community center instead, a place offering food, shelter, and education for families in need. On opening day, he cut the ribbon with the same little boy and girl who once had mud on their faces and fear in their eyes. As the crowd cheered, the boy tugged on his sleeve. "Mr. Ethan, are we rich now?" Ethan smiled down at him. "We're all rich when we share what we have." That night, standing under the same rain-soaked sky, Ethan realized that true wealth had nothing to do with money or power. It was about how many lives you could lift from the mud. And in that quiet town, where screams of cruelty once echoed, now came the laughter of children and the sound of hope being rebuilt.